Just transfer the wort, put the lid on, because everything's sterile now, so just transfer the wort into my sink full of ice water. I'll keep adding ice. Once that cools down like to 100-ish or 120, I'll add it to the carboy and add the cold water that I have in the freezer to bring it up to 5 gallons. Okay, so while the wort's chilling in the sink here with the ice and whatnot, cooling down a little bit, you can sanitize all your stuff. So I'm going to fill my carboy up. I marked my carboy with nail polish, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gallons. That's 2.5 right there, and that's how much sanitizer I put in it. So 2.5 gallons is plenty. Lift your carboy and coat the whole inside of it. And then once it's coated, you can take that sanitizer, pour it in the bowl for the funnel and everything else that you have to sanitize. Should be enough. Get rid of the rest. And the foam doesn't matter. That pour out, put it in here to drain the rest of the way. Then you can take the rest of your stuff, throw it in your sanitizer, your airlock, throw that in there, your bung, thermometer, because now that your wort's sanitized, you want to make sure everything is sanitized now. So you can let that sit in there while your wort's cooling. It should be getting pretty close. This is staying ice. Still steaming though, so once I get my spoon sanitized, I'll stir it around, probably pour some more ice in there. Once it gets down to about 100, 120 degrees, I'll pour it in the carboy, add the cold water to it, and continue to cool until it hits 80. And then you can see our yeast here now. It's puffed up quite a bit. It's ready to pitch, so now it's just a waiting game until everything cools down. Okay, the wort's pretty much cooled down now to about, I don't know, 90, 100 degrees or so. So now, take our sanitized spoon and I'm going to pull out our hot bags. If I can find them. There we go. There's one. There we go. Two. There's three. So pull those out, let them drain out. Put the strain in there so all that hoppy goodness gets in there. Take the carboy, I'm going to sanitize funnel. Sanitize funnel. Damn it. We're going to pour our wort in here. If I can figure out the fast forward part in the iMovie deal when I make this video, I'll speed this up. If I can't, it's just going to have to wait about another gallon. There should be some sediment at the bottom of this, and you don't really want the sediment from your wort to get into there. Let's see what we got. It'll all settle. It doesn't look like there's a little bit in there. I'll leave that in there. It'll all settle at the bottom along with these. So now I put a couple gallons of water to top it off because we're going to bring that up to 5 gallons. So I put a couple gallons of water in the freezer. So I want to bring this up to 5 gallons. And then once I do that, I'm going to measure the temp. And we want it maximum 80 degrees. So just topping it off with the rest of the water till it hits 5 gallons. It's pretty close. That should be it. Yep, that's it. Get rid of that. Now we're gonna measure the temp and make sure that it is below 80 degrees. And it is. It's like 60. Yep, 60 degrees. A little below 60 degrees. So we're good there. Now what we're going to do is take our airlock. An airlock, and it's ready to sit in the closet for about a month. And after a month, so we got the airlock in. So it's, oh shoot, stop. Okay, so we got it all topped off at 5 gallons. So now I'm gonna cut my yeast. Pour my yeast in. And I want you to agitate your yeast. All mixed in. Time for our airlock and the bung, and we're done. And that's it. Now it's going to sit in the closet for about a month. And then after a month, I'll pull it out after it ferments for a while and the fermentation stops. I'll pull it out and I'll make another video, secondary fermentation, probably bottling. And that should complete the process. We should have some pretty good beer after that. All right, that's it. Okay, it's been about 10 days. It's been fermenting. You can see how the croissant built up and then it subsided. All the fermentation's done. So now I'm going to transfer it to the secondary fermentation. I got my 5 gallon carboy here. So I'm going to pour some sanitation fluid inside of it, shake it up and get that sanitized, as well as the rest of the equipment it's going to take, the auto siphon, a new airlock, and the bung. So I'm going to sanitize everything, transfer the beer from primary to secondary and let that sit for another week to 10 days, they say. Out.
Stop.
So we're going to remove the airlock and put it in an auto siphon. It's been sanitized. The first thing I want to do is get all the sanitizing liquid out of it. They say it doesn't matter, but I don't know. So let's see how this works. So that's pretty much all of it. So I'm gonna pinch that. Put a little in the cup just to sample, see how it tastes. It's gonna be flat and taste kind of weird, but it'll give you the basic taste of what it's gonna be like when it's done. Then we can put this in. Get it going again. And I have my primary carboy tilted, so a lot of the yeast and sediment and everything settles down on the lower side of it. And this auto siphon isn't long enough to hit the bottom of, completely the bottom of the carboy, the 6-gallon carboy. So you can see it's transferring, and once it's done, even if you do get a little bit of sediment, it doesn't matter. But once it's done, I'll put a new airlock in there and let it set for another week to 7 days, and then I'll bottle it. Okay, I got my sanitizer, 5-gallon bucket of sanitizer. Okay, you can fit about 12 bottles in it. So I'm doing it the hard way. I got to do about 50 bottles, so sanitize them, then I just use my dishwasher as a drying rack. Once those are all sanitized, then we'll get to the bottling part. Okay, now we're going to make the priming sugar. Pour in 2 cups of water. Or bring this to a boil. Brewcraft provides the priming sugar, so and it's enough to do the whole 5-gallon batch. So pour the cornstarch in, or corn sugar in. Stir that up, bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes, and then let it cool for a few minutes, and then we're going to pour it into our bottling bucket. I'll show that next. Okay, now we're going to take our priming sugar, pour it in our sanitized bottling bucket here. Then we're going to transfer our beer from our carboy into the bottling bucket. Okay, now we're going to rack this in. There it goes. Okay, now it's time for bottling. I got my tubing all hooked up to my bottling bucket. The spigot's on. I'm going to just put it in the bottle. Let it fill up till it reaches the rim of it. And when you pull the wand out, it leaves just enough airspace in there for the carbonation to expand and whatnot. Okay, now we're capping them. Take a sanitized cap. And take your capper. Crimp it down, quarter turn. Just make sure it's on. That's it. And there they are. 48 plus a couple extras so I can give a couple of my friends. 48 bottled beers. Now I'm going to stick them in the 70 degrees-ish closet for a couple weeks, and after that I'll be able to refrigerate them and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Take care.